Alright, so let's go over what's been happening this week on Quest. We got so much to unpack, including v66 finally having official patch notes and now slowly releasing to the general public, bringing various improvements to Quest 3. And one feature that I've been waiting for the longest to be officially supported and wasn't a bug is being able to play music while inside of games. Also, Meta finally announced Meta Connect 2024 taking place this fall on September 25th and the 26th. It's almost certain to expect that we'll see Meta officially announce the most unkept secret to the point where it's public knowledge, that is Meta Quest 3S Lite, that is supposed to serve as a more affordable option to Quest 3 at $300. But instead of using pancake lenses, it is opting with Fresnel lenses to save on cost. We'll also probably get a tease at Meta's true AR glasses, and hopefully we get a preview of what a successor to Quest Pro and a rival to Vision Pro can do from Meta, along with a wild sighting of Quest 3S Lite being in one of Meta's comparisons to the pass-through improvements on Quest 3 with v66. Taking a break from all the hardware, we also got a lot of gaming news that I wanted to go over. I'll probably make another video to the other announcements as I don't want to overly drag the video, but Summer Game Fest 2024 just concluded and we get a further reveal of what to expect with Batman Arkham Shadow that is within the same universe as the Arkham Knight series exclusively to Quest 3. Lastly, we have an announcement that brings the hit franchise of Hitman to VR with Hitman 3 VR Reloaded and being exclusive to Quest 3. Exclusives for the platform are beginning to pour in, and in the trailer we also get a sneak peek at Quest gameplay within the reveal that has me not so excited. Nonetheless, with official v66 patch notes, features like the metal wrist button while utilizing hand tracking make its way into the experimental tab in the Quest settings, allowing you to see the Quest Home universal menu or recenter directly from your wrists. In the Quest Home UI while using it, it also works so a present outline isn't always visible until you overlay your hand on top of the UI apps or menus. It's another way to see if your hands are being tracked without always having to see the outline, as it's still sometimes janky. Personally, while using the wrist button in apps like Moon VR to watch films or virtual desktop, I find it useful to see that my hands are still being tracked without adding more clutter to the screen. In those apps, the outline isn't present unless it's part of the Quest Home UI or you reach for the wrist buttons. With v66, the official support of playing background audio finally comes to the platform. Now you can directly play a YouTube video, music, or live stream in the background while playing games through the MetaQuest browser or apps. It also works with Quest 2. Side-loaded apps like Spotify, Twitch, YouTube work perfectly fine as well on my end. Occasionally, some audio pops in and stutters first while using it, but works fine after a while, as well as Family Center updates that allow supervised accounts set by the same parent or guardian to automatically see each other profiles in the Family Center. Plus, improvements to pass-through and mixed reality interactions on Quest 3 only. Meta released this video showcasing the before and after of the reduced pass-through distortions and improved hand alignment. With update v66, you can definitely tell that yes, from launch or just v65, the improvements are quite noticeable. And it's not one for one, as the recording footage always looks significantly better and less grainy, but to really get a grasp of the improvements, you have to put on your headset to see the change. The ability to finally hide apps in your app library is finally here. You can hide any app installed or uninstalled that you downloaded from the Quest Store to clean up your library. Then with the Quest Home Space setup, it can automatically capture even more furniture for improved realism for mixed reality games and apps, allowing you to see an outline of your windows, doors, tables, storage, screens, and beds, with additional furniture types to be supported over time. This is really cool to see your setup be recognized automatically. In my space, it's not perfect and better the less clutter you have in your play space. I also noticed that the speed in which the boundary is set up also increased compared to previous versions of your space setup since launch. Lastly, sleep mode was added to the power off menu, and when holding down the power button on your headset, you'll see an option to put your headset to sleep, allowing apps to update in the background, allowing the battery to keep charged and reduce the amount of time it takes for your headset to turn on. Then we have Meta, and directly from Meta CTO Andrew Bosworth announcing on Threads that Meta Connect 2024, taking place at Meta's campus in Menlo Park, California, is a 2-day event from September 25th to the 26th. 2026. Within the caption, it also mentions the future of AI, of course, to get the investors happy, and you can't go over a company presentation in 2024 without the mention of AI, mixed reality, of course, and the metaverse. The term mixed reality has been a preference of Meta moving forward compared to virtual reality with the release of Quest 3. Also, early in the year, Business Insider reported that Meta was planning to demo a pair of true AR smart glasses later this fall at MetaConnect 2024. I expect we'll probably get a tease of what's to come, as internally the project is dubbed as Orion and is a separate product from Meta's Ray-Ban glasses and Meta Quest line. A consumer release was scrapped, and now a select few people and developers will be given the chance to try them out, as they are prohibitively expensive to create. Even Andrew Bosworth in a recent AMA said that they already exist at Meta. Quote, "I might get myself in trouble for saying this. I think it's the most advanced piece of technology in its domain. In the domain of consumer electronics, it might be the most advanced thing we've ever produced as a species," end quote. And that's a pretty high bar to meet. No company has yet been able to mass produce the displays needed on the glasses, as even Apple themselves, the VR headset that is the Vision Pro, serves as a bridge to get to the end goal of true AR glasses. The targeted year to finally release this product by Meta is by 2027, as Meta with this graph year by year is spending half of its budget in billions in AR alone, not Horizon Worlds. For example, my VR headset stays in my room, but AR glasses can be worn outside in the real world, where VR is a billion-dollar industry. Imagine what people would pay for a device that is with you throughout the entire day. As phones went from a few $100s to $1,000 in a few years, this will be a trillion-dollar industry, and the race to get there is happening in real time. Also in this event, I also expect a heavy focus on Quest mixed reality features, like finally introducing augments after getting teased at MetaConnect 2023 that lets you anchor virtual objects within your home. Hopefully, with waiting so long for a feature like this to come out, as Meta is known for announcing features that aren't there at launch, it goes without saying that we should probably expect a Meta Quest 3 S Lite to be released in this MetaConnect. And in the showcase of pass-through improvements, you can see a headset in the corner that looks different to everything else announced in the Quest lineup, and is probably Meta Quest 3 S Lite, as it's a thicker boy compared to Quest 3 in result of using Fresnel lenses instead of pancake lenses. Also worth noting, I don't think we're getting a gaming showcase from Meta, and instead we are getting Meta's gaming announcements through Summer Game Fest and Gamescom instead. Kind of sucks, as I usually really like those events as they focus only on VR. If you're expecting any news or follow-up to GTA San Andreas, 2024 ain't the year for that. To end this topic, with Quest opening its ecosystem with Meta Horizon OS, it'll be interesting if they announce any other headsets apart from the Quest lineup at MetaConnect 2024, as Asus and Lenovo are using Meta Horizon OS, and if we get a preview of Quest Pro 2 or display technologies Meta is actively working on. Moreover, let's talk about some gaming news. With Summer Game Fest ending yesterday, we got another look at Batman Arkham Shadow VR, but it's an official cinematic story trailer. I was expecting gameplay, as the initial announcement was an announcement to an announcement, and with this announcement it's another announcement. At some point this becomes torture, I swear, dude. At this year's Summer Game Fest, the reveal trailer shows that the first look at gameplay will be at Gamescom, that's held in August from the 21st to the 25th, so it's about 2.5 months on waiting for actual gameplay. But the takeaway is that the main antagonist is the Rat King and the Ratatouille Code. The setting will take place during 4th of July, as by Meta's blog post, including characters from Commissioner Jim Gordon and District Attorney Harvey Dent, with being able to experience the origins of the Scarecrow, Harley Quinn, and more. Meta and Camouflage are really going all out and bringing that AAA VR experience many people have been wanting for years. Also within the post, it mentions what gameplay elements to expect, ranging from stealth, exploration, and free-flowing combat, while gliding from rooftop to rooftop in a full-fledged story-driven campaign. Also using Batman's grapnel gun to traverse the world of Gotham City and hold your cape to silently glide down behind suspecting enemies. Just reading this makes me mad we didn't see any real gameplay. The game is also going to have detective vision and will be able to throw batarangs at enemies. Camouflage isn't holding moving back, this game is built and made for VR, going off the description alone, compared to another game like Assassin's Creed Nexus VR, which, don't get me wrong, wasn't a bad game, but playing I really didn't feel like it was built for VR. It felt more like press this button to do that thing, like what you had with parkour, instead of actually moving your body. And for me, VR games is all about moving yourself. Since the game is Quest 3 exclusive, it mentions pushing Quest 3 to the limits, and taken to the fact it's a first-party Oculus Meta Dev studio working on this, my expectations are really high. This should showcase what's possible on Quest 3, considering they drop back-to-back cinematic trailers, creating even more hype and interest. The last game I had this much hype for was Asgard's Wrath 2. I also haven't seen this much interest in VR from non-VR people since Half-Life Alyx. For both Batman and VR worlds to collide, it's a dream come true for me. Compared to Assassin's Creed Nexus, Sniper Elite, Medal of Honor, Behemoth, and even Asgard's Wrath 2, this feels like a special moment in VR to get others that aren't VR nerds hyped about getting a Quest 3 or just even talking about it. It doesn't stop people from hating on it, as a lot of content creators that just hate the idea of VR entirely, and anytime VR is in the discussion, like that SpongeBob meme occurs. I'm interested in what your take is, because so far seen mixed opinions, resulting in the newest trailer yet being dislike bomb again, acting like it'll make Warner Brothers listen. As I previously said, this game is funded by Meta themselves and made by an in-house Oculus studio, Camouflage. This doesn't detract from any flat screen Batman game from coming out. Like I said, I don't love exclusives, as for the longest time I was an Xbox gamer for the longest, and seeing PlayStation get everything was really annoying. I would absolutely love to play this game on PCVR or PSVR, but until Quest, VR was kind of dead, and even right now Meta themselves has the industry and life support. And lastly, we have an announcement bringing the Hitman franchise exclusively to Meta Quest 3 with Hitman 3 VR Reloaded. Developed by XR Games, the same people that brought over Zombieland VR and are also bringing Zombie Army VR in 2024. I'm kind of skeptical about this release, as they do show gameplay at the end of the trailer, and to be completely honest with you, it looks terrible considering this is a Quest 3 exclusive. If it targeted Quest 2, I would have thought, oh, that's just Quest 2 footage and we'll probably wait for a Quest 3 upgrade. But no, this is a Quest 3 exclusive. The game is coming out this summer. They could have put as many beta, alpha, or this isn't representative of actual gameplay tags, but unless it gets delayed, this is the final product. Out of everything within the game they could have chosen to showcase, they picked that specific scene. Considering the fact in the store page out of the gate, the second key point within the description mentions cel shaded art style and enhancing the visuals, and judging with our eyeballs, it's really underwhelming. They are kind of setting expectations low, and it might be a flop, but the IP alone holds weight. Graphics aren't everything, as I'll always prefer a great art style, but from what we saw as a first reveal, it looks really flat in the art design department as well, kind of like a worse version of Aspire 1 Operative on Quest 2. It does say it's overhauled exclusively for VR, as previously a Hitman PCVR game was released, and I did get that as well on Steam, but it was the lowest effort in terms of an actual VR port game. But I found it fun just to immerse yourself within the world. The game is just that game, but fixed with mobile graphics, of course. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the gameplay is just as good and you can't resort to graphics in this game to cover that up. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to include in this video, as I do want to talk about Behemoth, Boner Lab getting patch 5, as well as Quest 3 upgrades and PSVR 2 coming to PC with an adapter, but I'll probably save that for the next video. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you hated it, drop a dislike. Comment your thoughts on the topics, as I'm interested in what you guys think, and I read every single comment, trust me. Subscribe for more VR content, news, reviews, and stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.